an exciting day. And I have to say, one of the fun things I love about my work is I get to meet some really incredible people. And today we're going to meet two dynamic, exciting ladies that are making changes and waves in the industry. So it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Tiina Mehta, who is a dermatologist and founder of Mehta Beauty Science, and she's coming to us from London. So welcome. And how's the weather there now?
Oh, thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit like I am in warm Australia right now.
Oh, you do?
Oh no, to be honest. It's dark, it's cold here.
It's cold?
And yeah, it's quite cold. It's about 0.
Yeah.
Starting to feel like Christmas.
Yeah. Well, despite the pandemic, I know you've never stopped being innovative and you've done some amazing things, and we want to capture and dive right into them today and learn all about them. And also, it's my pleasure that that Leah Coughlan who's the distributor, Australian and New Zealand distributor, and she's of Mehta Beauty Science, will also join us. I have seen how you've taken the company and really your education, knowledge, and your marketing skills have really helped to transform a lot of businesses. And you've been a real credit to really profiling Mehta's Beauty Science in its appropriate manner. So thank you for that. Congratulations for everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
I think it's been quite exciting. It's lovely to see you working with your team. They seem to be very fired up and knowledgeable, and it's wonderful at this time when things are not necessarily the most cheerful to see good success stories, and people want to be encouraged to hear what it takes and how people are achieving the level of success that they're looking forward to. So positivity is a very important thing in our mental attitude, but also it's wonderful to see that you're still galloping with achievements. Dr. Mehta, you have won 2 awards recently. You need to tell us all about it. But I mean, right in the middle of the pandemic, and she wins 2 awards. How great is that? So please tell us about those.
Oh, thank you so much. Actually, it's quite fun because, as you know, our brand is young. We launched in 2009, and when people say the first 10 years are most difficult, it's true, but our 11th years was 2020. So it wasn't really much more easy. The really good news of this year, it was Leah, who started to build up Australian Mehta Beauty and Mehta Beauty New Zealand, and it was absolutely fantastic. And our first international award we received just in the end of the February of 2020.
Okay, so what was the first one?
Yeah, you cannot find the worst time to get a big international award. Literally, it was my last international travel, and it was the Marie Claire Prix d'Excellence de Beauté for the skin innovation of our Vitalong epigenetic oil.
Okay, the oil.
Yeah, we've been first in the world who fighted this senescence phenomenon and who prove we can prolong the life of skin cells. And we received this award alongside of Guerlain and Dior and all these big brands, but everyone was discussing only the new virus, as you can imagine. All around the table we discussed. Then Chanel team was quarantined in China. So I've got my award. I went back in London and lockdown started. And we continue to work, obviously, and in the next year and in this year, 2021, we've been awarded by Top Santé UK for the best neck cream, and we've got award of the Attract Beauty. It is a big British award of beauty professional for the best moisturizing biodegradable mask for our hydrophil mask, and for the best night cream for our new launch zirconite cream. And actually, the zirconite cream just got this amazing collection of the award in this year. And I have very mixed feelings about it, because I started to work on the zirconite formulation in 2017. I was very inspired by the Nobel Prize of the 2017, because the Nobel Prize of the biology and medicine won scientists who discovered the molecular mechanism of circadian regulation of the human body. So I thought, okay, let's try it. Let's mimic the deep sleep for the skin.
Well,
Now
I
we
want
can
to capture that, because products that are helping with circadian rhythm is helping to calm people so they sleep better. In skincare, it's only something that we've only recently seen. So how does it work? Does it work on the nervous system through the skin? How does it
Actually,
work?
it's a little bit even more complicated. It's only nervous system, because when I started to work on the formulation, I focused on the deep sleep phase, slow waves sleep of the brain, because, as was recently discovered, and what Nobel Prize was awarded. It was the molecular mechanism of the very specific stimulation in the deep sleep phase. And if we don't have enough of deep sleep, our skin cannot refold proteins. So the skin structure in the very deep layer is becoming very chaotic, and we lose the elasticity of the skin. Also, in the deep sleep phase, it is a specific collagen synthesis, the synthesis of the collagen of the first type, and all this energy metabolism process with the synthesis of ATP. And I thought, okay, I will focus on these 3 steps in the deep sleep. And we found some very interesting ingredients, and we've been lucky to have relationships with the Global Climate Research Team, who worked and studied the melting glacier next to our laboratory, literally. And they found the new bacteria species. I know how it sounds right now. They found the new bacteria, which was for 10,000 years. But luckily, it wasn't the nasty one. It was a good one. It's called Iodobacter. And when Iodobacter is biofermenting the succinic acid, this new metabiotic made from succinic acid and the bacteria has this amazing ability to restart the process of the chaperone synthesis, so the refolding of the proteins in the skin.
Interesting. The chaperone issue is there's Gay Wardle did a very good article, which I'm going to put in the next issue, that explained it. It's very technical, though, isn't it?
It's very technical, and I believe that's not so many brands, not so many laboratories. They worked already on the chaperone issue, and with our Swiss biochemical team, we found these ingredients, we found how it works, and actually it was a key point of this night cream. All the rest, we use the new probiotics, also very interesting, from the Indian Ocean, which helps to restart the ATP synthesis in the deep sleep, even if you not sleep at all. And for me, this cream, we added, the shea butter for the texture, and panthenol for regenerating ability, and the new glycoproteins from soybeans, which are pretty natural, but in the same time, they have this ability to stimulate the synthesis of the collagen first type in the night. And this formulation, it was obviously, if you apply it in the day, in the morning, like some people do because they love the texture, it is really nice day cream, but it works differently at night. What is magical about it?
So isn't it amazing? We're getting now the sophisticated formulations that have multi-layers and multi-ways that they can benefit and relaxing the skin, allowing us to sleep better. It's just so incredible. Just quickly, I just want to ask you one more question before we go to your other question, and that is, what advances are happening in identifying the appropriate prebiotics that work on the skin? Because they're discovering more and more of them. So I just wanted to check about that. Is there any new strands that they're identifying?
Actually, we are concentrating on the prebiotics helping to restore the microbiome specifically. And more we know about the microbiome changes, more we're capable to find the new tools to work on it. For example, traditionally for the acne treatment, we are working with the bio-E. coli. It's alpha glucanolicosaccharides, which is promoting the growth of lactobacillus, especially lactobacillus casei and acidophilus, and
Go to your office.
suppressing the growth of the Cutibacterium acnes or the Propionibacterium. But now we can use different one to promote different strains. Because, for example, for the dry skin, another problem. It's excessive growth of the fungi of Pityrosporum ovale, which creating the flakening effect. So we found a new prebiotic based on the xylitol sweetener. And works just magically in a couple of days. It suppresses the Pityrosporum ovale.
It's amazing. Yeah, they're really especially finding specific strains that are really working for, say, acnogenic or inflamed skins, and we are really learning to work synergistically with the elements that help restore health as being the regenerative element, rather than pushing and being aggressive and challenging the skin, which is so perfect now, especially with everyone being, in so much trauma with everything that's going on. And I just want to ask you, with Europe experiencing the long lockdowns, and what are the key challenges that you're seeing there, and how are you, what can we learn from those here? Yeah.
Actually, it's a part of my mixed feelings about the zirconite cream. Because when I worked on it in 2017, I thought about young parents, night shift workers, doctor, nurses, freelancers, IT specialists who is working at night. But in the last years, all of us, we sleep bad and we are under the stress.
I know.
And all these long lockdowns, it was unprecedented stress for everyone.
So in terms of how are you seeing it? Are you seeing inflammation? Are you seeing dryness? Are you seeing redness? What are some of the symptoms that are frequenting?
I'm sorry, it's not COVID. It's just I came that virus from my daughter from the school. Now we are regularly testing, so we can be sure. And actually, what we see and what we started to see from the very beginning, it's a kind of pandemic of the sensitivity. And we see it in cells, we see it in the orders of clinics and skin therapists. Now all products for the sensitive skin, they're becoming more and more popular. We see so much more of rosacea. Yes. We see a lot of female adult acne. It became a real issue. If before we always spoke about 9 from 10 women coming to the clinic, they are complaining about the skin dryness. Now I can tell 5 from 10 are complaining about female adult acne in any age, because it's so stress related, and also the mask wearing plays a part. And rosacea, it's manifesting in the former patient with rosacea who lived in remission for many years, but it's also a lot of the new patients who reacted on the stress by this specific reaction. So now we are working a lot in this domain, and luckily we have this Redapax treatment, which became just the big bestseller in the whole country. I can see that when you have a lockdown, in a couple of weeks, we are starting to send a lot of the Redapax in the country. But I'm so proud of our colleagues all around the world, because in the first weeks, in the 20s, I was pretty shocked, I can tell. And I spent the first couple of weeks literally in Zoom, day and night, because I know thousands of people.
What are some of the key ingredients that you believe have been very effective in addressing those conditions?
I think that finally we've been pushed to become more modern, to go digital. Because before, digital
Definitely.
means, Instagram account. And now skin therapists, dermatologists, beauticians all around the world, they are starting to really digitalize their work, and industry is digitalized just so quickly. It's like Elon Musk project of the space. Because
so when you say digitalize, what are you referring to? The consultation process, or?
First of all, that's a consultation part, and I am happy that people started to pay much more attention for the home care, because before, a lot of skin therapists and especially dermatologists, they concentrated on the professional treatment, on the intense treatment what you can offer in your clinic, and they very much forget about the home care, about the daily work. And when we've been in the lockdown, we started to speak about it, and everyone started to provide consultation online. And it was amazing, because it's a new contact and it's a new importance. And actually nothing can replace this couple of minutes of the daily work. And finally, our clients, they've got this personalized home care prescription.
Yes.
And it's a silver lining of all what's happening.
It's so true. Okay, I'd like to ask Leah some couple of questions. What changes are you seeing with salons and clinics here in Australia, and how is Meta supporting the businesses so they can meet those challenges?
Well, look, I think what Tiina was just saying really was sort of a segue into what I was going to say. And I think, the question is what shift of change have we seen, and what's the client expectation? And I think that, there was a time where I think the shift is with both the industry and the consumers' approach to skin health in the last few years. And I think it's too because, as Tiina was saying, I mean, a lot of consumer was in search of instant results, and they were, having a lot of treatments with modalities, with equipment. And I think that has been the biggest shift, and I think the contributing factor, or the key factor in that, has been science, and now having scientifically formulated, proven product. And
right.
I was listening to what Tiina was saying, and I think COVID's played a big part in that, because it has given the world an opportunity to test it out and see what's out there. And now I think the shift is that, the consumer believes in the product now, because they've seen what science has achieved over the last few years. They're using it, they're experiencing it, they're seeing it. And now they're taking more responsibility for their skin, because they feel that they can believe in what can be achieved. I mean, there was other factors there as well. I think that the community was missing that touch and feel
Yes.
that a beautiful facial delivers. And now clients can have that relaxing, soothing experience as well as a phenomenal outcome. And the other side of that too, in terms of the businesses, the benefits for them is they get to spend more time educating, evaluating the skin, recommending treatment courses, building rapport. It's changed everything, but it's basically brought the whole industry around in a full circle. And consumers now absolutely believe that they can achieve amazing things because they're experiencing and seeing it. And it makes the job of the clinician so much more pleasurable when they're getting outcomes. People are still using equipment, and you can quantify the results with the combination therapy with product and modalities. And at the end of the day, that just makes the businesses, clinicians, it just gives them a much more rewarding work life as well. So I think there's so many things that have come. I think
the element of recovery is very critical now, and this is where the products can demonstrate that they can rebalance the skin and bring it back into equilibrium and bring it back into health. So they're seeing a level of recovery, which I think shows, if you like, the therapeutic side of how the product is active and is being able to nurture the skin back to health.
Because before it was so often when it's someone's clinic patients, and sometimes it was someone who's coming to the clinic for years and getting to laser or getting the facial or injectables or something, and they continue to use just some cream from the supermarket shelf.
I know, I've seen it.
And when you try to explain the importance to use a proper cosmetic product, they told you, okay, let's talk about something else. I'm coming to the clinic for the laser because you point it is equipment. And now it's a new understanding, that's a new knowledge, and that's some kind of the victory.
Yeah, it is. And when they're using product that has a dermal transfer and correction qualities, the results are just so much more rewarding. Yeah. And it absolutely makes their work life so much more exciting
and I think probably finally we will get so less of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which
absolutely.
It was a malediction of the laser therapy.
Yeah, it was,
And it was only because people didn't use any proper cosmetic skincare, the medical grade skincare. And we can prevent so many side effects now because people understanding the importance of the prevention.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good sign.
That's good. Well, we're running out of time, so I want to jump in and ask you, Leah, 3 things that you believe now with the busier season coming in place, how should salons prepare to service their clients efficiently and remain relevant, to what they need? What are your 3 things?
3 things. Well, I think COVID has certainly thrown us more cons than pros, but there's always things that that do rise to the surface. And I think COVID has given clinics the time to sort of position themselves with whether it's better for their return, whether it's been extra training or revamping or reevaluating their business, having the time to step away, take a breath for 5 minutes. We all know that clinicians are the hardest people to ever get on the phone because they're always in a treatment room. But even if it's just the downtime and de-stressing and spending time with family, I think that now's the time that they're going to, they're able to come back better and bigger and stronger, and that hopefully their mental health is better than it was before, because it's a really busy it's a busy industry. The other thing I think, which I think we have to be more mindful now of those infection prevention protocols.
Right.
And I think because we're all becoming a little bit more relaxed in our lifestyles, that it's more important now, not just for the reasons we know why they're important, but the reasons, because it doesn't matter how we all feel individually about COVID, whether we're anti-vaxxers or whether we're vaccinated, it doesn't matter. You've got to be mindful of the anxiety that's out there.
Right.
And I think that, one of the things that I'd say to clinics is now's the time that you have one opportunity to strengthen your business through protocol. Show them that you're responsible for their well-being. Show them that you will not compromise anything in your business to look after them, and they'll go away and they'll never ever forget it. So that would be one little thing I would say is a huge thing, really, is it's an opportunity to show them how much you care about their well-being. And look, the other thing is stock levels. It's really important at this time. It's the busiest time. COVID aside, it's the busiest time of the year. So, don't put your income streams in the hands of the freight companies. Make sure that you have plenty of stock. When you're purchasing product, you're not creating debt, you're purchasing income. So, make sure they've got plenty of income on their shelves. That's so important.
Absolutely. I believe that when you go into a business and they've got 4 things on we're going to end in 10 minutes. So we've got to, okay, all right. I thought we were going to finish earlier, but that's okay. We've got a little bit more time. I think when the shelves are nice and full, people feel there's variety and they feel like, what am I going to pick? Whereas if there's only 3 or 4 things, it's not really a good thing at all. Not at all. There is, consumerism is very much an online thing, but what the studies are saying, and people love to come back and start to touch and feel again, not just be touch, but also to experience and have a little look and have someone explain something to them. But I think one thing you touch, which is very, very important, is revisiting. The care element has to be stepped up to show that you're genuine and you are mindful of how you're going to improve their overall well-being through the skin and through touch and through other elements that you bring to, so that they feel that this environment is going to serve us in bringing a better quality of life that we've missed out on all this time, and creating community with your people and showing compassion and care and nurture and taking that extra 5 minutes to do the little things that make them feel appreciated. One of the things that one of my our members said to me last week, which she said, it brought tears to her eyes to see the excitement that clients had to come back and say, I'm so glad I'm back again here. And she said, I was so overwhelmed. It was like, we were the big reward that they were getting back into their life, and showing the appreciation of being nurtured and getting that professional care. But I think also it's been good that people have had time to reevaluate and reignite their passion to say, it's so good to be back at work. Everyone's fed up with just being home and being locked down and having no income and being able to get back in. The excitement.
Yeah, they have like a new appreciation for all the things that they were feeling resentful about. And then it's just like,
now they're happy to get everything back. That's true.
Yeah.
I think people reevaluated their jobs and understood how they loved it in the first place.
Yes.
And it's like you remember why you started it. What was your passion?
Yeah.
And on
your first love, as I called it.
Get
back to your first love. Why did you get into this, and how excited were you to have an impact on people's lives? And now you have an opportunity to re-enter. and reignite that excitement. But there's beautiful elements like some of the products that you guys are creating, and Tiina, that you are introducing with a strong emphasis on the rebalancing the microbiome of the skin and bringing it to a state of health, so it is responding better to rejuvenation, but also re-experiencing the correction that has happened, where with the masks and the inflammation, the dryness, you're starting to feel older and more fatigued, and being able to revive that skin again and improve the quality of sleep. How wonderful is that? That's amazing.
I think, with sleep, it's a quite complicated thing, and we cannot help people to sleep better, to be honest, because applying the product on the skin, we are working with the skin and on the skin and among the skin cells. But we can help people look better in the morning. It makes them feel better in the day.
Yeah.
And probably they sleep better the next night because they felt better in the day.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's one of... I'm sorry. It just, I would like to tell them, one of the clients, she told, okay, that's only one bad thing about the zirconite cream. I cannot complain anymore. I look so much better.
Oh, wow.
So
That's great. Yeah. Well, the issue is recovery happens with deep sleep, and it's the parasympathetic nervous system has an opportunity to repair. And if we have interrupted sleep, that we look older. We definitely look older. Well, we're coming to the end of a year, and there's lots of good things that we've got to offer the industry, and it's wonderful that the clients are now seeing us as a haven of where they can come and experience and appreciate the things that they have been deprived of. There's nothing like appreciating something that you haven't had. I mean, there's a difference between lying down being looked after and you putting your own cream. I mean, it's lovely to put your own cream on, but I mean, I know with me, whenever I get a chance to lie down, I think, oh my God, I'm going to savor every minute of this.
I think, I actually, well, I don't know that everybody would agree, but I feel like having a facial is the nicest massage you can ever have.
Yes.
It's so relaxing. And I think people are really enjoying that. They're, they're able to now revisit that, but also get fabulous results. So, I think we've missed it for a while, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, before I close, I just want to say one thing. Thank you, Tiina, for your dedication to dermatology, for being such an innovator. I remember years ago when things were in their infancy, you were still, you were out there, and you really were one step ahead of others. And I'm not at all surprised of the successes you're experiencing, because, you are basing your formulations on sound science and the very latest discoveries that are really working to revive what is healthy and good for the skin, not just to make it beautiful through toxicity or through overstimulating, but actually giving the skin life again. And I want to thank you for your dedication to the purity of what you do, and also the passion and the science that you put behind what you develop. And I want to wish you every success. I think it's wonderful. And Leah, I want to thank you also, because you brought new life to this, the awareness, not just of the beauty of Meta and the credibility of this brand, but also in elevating the business acumen of businesses. You have good marketing skills, and you bring you've got so much passion in helping see a business move and prosper and survive. And you've got a beautiful tool, which is the product that you're representing. But I know that for a fact that you also add business strategies to what you advise a business, so that they feel taken care of both technically and financially. and your guidance is very much appreciated. I want to thank you on behalf of the industry because you're doing a wonderful job. And I'm sure Tiina can vouch the difference to where things were before.
Wow. And I couldn't do it without this legend.
Well, ladies, you're two dynamites, and I just want to
makes it easy.
I wish you all the very best, and may you go from strength to strength and from victory to victory, and make this industry even more exciting than it is. Thank you so much. And
thank you so much, Tiina. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks a lot for all your support.
That's okay. It's my pleasure.
So much. It's a great help, not only as a support. I just literally feel it emotionally. It's such a warm feeling. Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, it's good to identify. I mean, I've always appreciated you, but I've appreciated you even more with the way that I've seen the wonderful positive energy that you both have brought to the industry and to bringing hope back to people's lives beyond the skin. You know, it's about being able to celebrate life and celebrate womanhood and being and feeling a sense of confidence again to face the future. I mean, every woman that you give them hope, they go home and they perform better in their own world. You know, they give hope to their children or to their husbands, or reignite their vision about what they want to achieve in their life. And
absolutely true.
Very, very, very valuable.
Thank you for joining us today. Solutions for Aesthetics is for your benefit, and there'll be more sessions similar to this in the future. So please subscribe to the button below and don't miss out. Thank you.